we'll start right away. So my name is Akis. I am the head of growth at Tokeet. I will be your host for this webinar. And today, we're actually going to do an AdvanceCM demo. We're going to show you how AdvanceCM works and the key features. This was requested in the previous webinar where we showed specifically the automation features. And we thought it would be a really good idea to actually go through the full product for those of you that either haven't used AdvanceCM yet or you're not sure if you're using all the right features. So let's start with the structure, the agenda. So first, we're going to do a quick intro of the host. Then we're going to see which features we're going to cover on this demo. Then our host is going to go through the demo, and then we have some Q&A time for answering your questions. So now, your host. So your host is the one and only Igor that you see here. We're the only two people that have a camera. So you should recognize him. This is probably a younger photo where he was 18 years old or something like this. Now he has 3 children. 3 children can make you look slightly older. Anyway, so Igor is the absolute guru of AdvanceCM. He has been walking through, many of you through AdvanceCM, showing you, supporting you, and helping you understand how to use all the different features. So in terms of the features we're going to cover, we're going to talk about a few different features. Let me just take a few seconds to explain which features we're going to cover so that you know what to expect. So first, we're going to talk about the Autopilot feature, which connects to all of AdvanceCM features. Then we're going to talk about the unified inbox for managing messages from multiple different sources. We're going to talk about review management, which is becoming more and more important as platforms are increasing the expectations from property managers when it comes to review management. And then we're going to cover a feature that is actually super interesting on AdvanceCM, the smart device integration and how you can do that, how you can manage smart devices. And finally, we're going to talk about smart rate automation, task management, and the AI that some of you may have seen on the previous version of Tokeet, but now it has more capabilities and it's actually evolving every day. So then we'll conclude into a Q&A. If at any point you have questions, as we've said in previous demos, previous webinars, sorry. At the bottom of your screen, at the bottom right, there are 3 icons. You see a square, a circle, and a triangle. And there you have the Q&A. If you click on that, you can see the Q&A. You can click on the Q&A, and you can ask your question there. You can click on Ask a Question. I'm just going to write the word question here for everybody to see that. I think that others can see the questions that we post. If not, doesn't matter. Just click the button, Ask a Question, and you can write your questions there. So that's it from me. Igor, you can share your screen, and we can start the presentation.
Thank you very much, Akis, for this beautiful introduction, and thank you all very much for joining this call. Today, we're going to show you everything that Akis just said, and we're going to go through all of these options one by one, and let's see on the end what kind of questions you will all have. So, first of all, the first thing on our agenda was the Autopilot wizard. So basically, once you're in AdvanceCM, you will go to automations, and right here, this button, we have been working on it for quite some time. We try to make the setup of automations as simple as possible for tech-savvy users or non-tech-savvy users. So let's dive in. If we click on Autopilot Wizard, our program will literally guide you through the setup of automation that you would like to create. So as you can see, the system is asking you, what would you like to automate? And we have quite a few options that are available for all of our clients, like bookings or even credit cards. That is also one important thing for our clients, even the tasks, the documents, the messages, and even the smart locks. So let's touch base on bookings, because whatever we go through here today, everything is in one workflow. So let's start. If I want to automate bookings, I will still just follow the system. If I take a look, the system is asking me, what would you like to automate? And when I click on the drop down, I'm going to see all of the options that a system is giving me to create the automation, like booking is confirmed or canceled, or even before check-in, after, or before checkout, or after the checkout. But let's touch quickly what happens after the checkout. And I'm doing this on purpose because now you also will see here the option to create tasks, to create auto review management, and other things. So if we take a look, it's very simple. The system is again guiding you and asking you, you just followed it. What would you like to do when? After the checkout, how many days or how many hours? And I can say, well, let's say 1 hour after the checkout, I can send a thank you message to the guest. If I turn it on, I have the template available, and we already created templates for all of our users, but of course you can modify it as you like. If we continue, now we come to the important parts, what we have done in order to make this process as simple as possible. So look at this. Once you have set up the thank you message, you have the option to schedule follow-up actions, such as damage inspections or feedback requests. If we turn this on, the program is right now giving us the option to create the task, right? Remember, with AdvanceCM, you can add as many different users to the system as you like. You can give them and assign them different roles like house staff, maintenance, project managers, property owners, read-only, etc., etc. So that being said, if you want to create the task every time after the checkout, you can give it a name, whatever you like, and it's really easy to set it up. In most cases, people will just follow the system and say, well, now the start date, when I want to create the task, is, let's say, after booking ends in 1 hour, right? And when it needs to be done, after booking ends in 4 hours, from 4 hours after the booking ends, it needs to be completed. And right here, because you already added the users to the system, you can just select them and it's done. You can literally write down whatever you want, all of the tasks that they need to finish or whatever they need to see on that automation. And you can just simply, create it even like a checklist. Once you have done this, you can just click save. And that's basically it. Right now, the system will create the task automatically every time of 1 hour after the checkout. Also, you can set up the system to send a review to the guest. And this is something that we are really proud of, because in this way, you can motivate your guests to leave good reviews on your Airbnb account. And if we added it, we're going to talk about the reviews in more depth, and you're going to see the review dashboard here. The system is again giving you options when to schedule the review, what kind of a review you want to send, because you do have the option to create the reviews and write down the words yourself. That being said, also you have the option to set the status of the rental, that is not ready until the cleaners finish their job. We also have integration with Zapier, and you also have the option on the end of the booking if you want to send the document. So basically, Autopilot Wizard will help you to create any kind of automation seamlessly and with ease. That being said, our next topic on the list is our very special unified inbox, and it's right here on your left side. So let's talk about it briefly. When we open our inquiries, all of your messages, no matter from where they're coming from, they're all going to come into this one single place. And if we take a look, we can exactly see from which network that certain message came from. Like here, you can see the Airbnb logo, right? If you see the AdvanceCM logo, you will know that either you created the direct booking, or maybe the booking came through your direct website that you built with us absolutely for free. So if we click on the conversation, right, we're going to see every single message that we received by the guest or that our system sent to the guest. If we want to reply, we can just click on the envelope on the right bottom side of the screen, and we can just start the conversation at ease. One very important thing is that with AdvanceCM, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and Gmail are coming absolutely for free. There is one only small catch with WhatsApp is because of the security reasons and security protocols. In order to start a conversation via WhatsApp, you just need to send one predefined message that Meta provided us. Once you have done that, and once you have selected a template that no one can change, and once you send it to the guest, basically, if the guest answers you back in a matter of 24 hours, your conversation is unlocked and you can communicate with the guest at ease. And that's something that we are really proud of, right? On the other side, I apologize. If we take a look now on the right side of the screen, we will see that whenever I click on a different conversation, the system will exactly tell me regarding which booking am I talking about. And I don't have to move myself away from this screen. I have all of the information right here on the right side regarding the booking stay, regarding the booking charges, the guest name, and everything else. But some people do like to see a calendar overlay, right? Because they want to see the booking. They just want to click on it. Instead of changing your screen and going away from inquiries, here it is. You'll just click on the multi-calendar overview. It will pop up and you can see all of your bookings in one single place. If we close it out, we are again back in inquiries. But now on the last, and I'm finishing with the inquiries. As you can see also on the middle top of the screen, you can literally manipulate the whole booking right here from this one same screen. Why? Because here are the invoices where you can see if the system sent any invoice automatically, or if you want to send it manually, maybe to additionally charge guests for using the bathtub, or maybe charge the pet fee or something like that. If you have noted any flights that maybe you wanted to, wait for the guest at the airport, you can easily write that down. But also a very powerful thing is that you can see any other bookings that this certain guest had with one of your stays since you started using AdvanceCM, like in this example. So if this certain guest had bookings in 2021, 2, 3, and you're using AdvanceCM, this can really, boost your guest experience because you're making sure, and the guest knows that, how many times he came back to you, and you can boost and elevate your business, maybe third or fourth time, give him some discounts. And also, you can see all of the documents that have been sent, costume attributes, comments, logs, and etc. That being said, we're going to move on to reviews. So remember, I tried even through Autopilot to show you guys how we thought about every single thing to have a unified workflow and everything to be interconnected for your convenience, right? And for the ease of use. So basically, when you go to the reviews, all of your reviews from channels will be in this one place here, right? And remember, the system will always help you sending the automated message review to the guests, and in that way motivating your guests to leave a good reviews at your stays. It is very simple. You can also click in this other overview where you can just list all of your reviews from your networks. You can see, what kind of rating it is, what did the guest answer back, and etc. But also you can view it through the bookings. We didn't set this up in this dummy account, but basically this is your main review of your reviews and how good is everything going with your certain properties, right? And even here you can access the automation of the reviews, and if you click on add automation, again, you see, guys, you're coming to the same screen that you just saw a few seconds ago in Autopilot.
Igor, sorry to interrupt. Just a reminder for everyone participating that if you have questions, at the bottom right of your screen, there are 3 icons. You click on them, and then you select the Q&A, and you can click Ask a Question. You can write your question. Thanks again. Igor, please go on.
Thank you. That being said, again, as I told you guys, you can see that, again, you're seeing the same screen that we just saw in Autopilot. So in Autopilot Wizard from one place, you can basically set up 99% of your automations. Next on our agenda are the smart devices. So this is something that I personally really love. is because you can set this up and literally forget about it, right? The system will do everything for you. It will also notify you when the code is first used or when the battery is low, and the setup is done in a few simple clicks. Basically, we have a lot of providers. You're just going to connect to the provider right here on this button. And once we click on it, yeah, okay, the system is asking me to subscribe. Once you click on this button, you will literally see the list of all of the smart locks that we integrate. You will click on one of your providers, log in with your username and password, and boom, all of a sudden, all of the smart locks that are on that provider will be shown right here, right? And if we take a look, we can see exactly which smart lock is connected to which rental. We can exactly see the status of the battery, but let's talk about how easily it is to set this up. If we click on settings, and if we go into the general settings, guys, we literally have 3 options, and this is how simple this is. The first thing is system is asking you, how would you like to generate your code? Would you like to use a guest number or a render number? In most cases, clients are using render numbers, and they say, well, listen, I want it to be 6 digits. Done. Code activation. When should the system activate and when should the system deactivate the code? Again, very simple. How many minutes before the arrival time you want to activate it? I'm going to say 15 minutes before check-in. Now, when do I want the code to be activated? Well, let's say I'm going to put it to 60 minutes because I want the same code to be used by the house staff, and, so they can easily go in and, I don't have to do double job. On the end, you can set up your notifications. So every time when the battery is low, you're going to turn on the notification. You can choose in which way you want to be notified, by push, email, or SMS. When is the code first used? Again, you're going to activate the notification, and you will exactly know when did the guest went into the apartment and when was the code first used. And of course, if the smart locks sees any hardware or software issue and has the ability to send you the notice, you will automatically receive that notice right here through AdvanceCM, and you will know that there is certain issue with one of your smart locks. On the end, if you ask, well, how can we see the template? It's right here. If we turn it on, again, we made it very simple, but it's really up to you guys how you want to set up your template, how the people can use your code, etc., etc. Now, our next topic is automated rates. And this is something that I personally love showing to people because, it saves you so much of your time, but we can also help you to boost your occupancy and your revenue significantly. And I'm going to show you how. So again, we are back into automations. And next to the Autopilot wizard, you're going to see the option to auto-create. Remember, when you set up something on Autopilot wizard, that doesn't mean that you are done with setting up new automations. You will just come again back to the screen and you will add more automations as you like. So you can add multiple automations, and we're going to talk about that when we hit tasks. So if I click on automated rates, new window will pop up, and these are the things that I would really love to point out. Yes, channel adjustment, probably everybody knows what the channel option is, where you will create one default price on all of your properties. And using the channel adjustment, you can really, in 3 clicks, create different pricing on different OTAs, and you're done. Now, if we take a look here, minimum night stay, gap night, and last minute adjustment. These are things that can really help and boost your revenue, but also save your time. If we come into minimum night stay, this option will allow us to be very specific regarding the minimum night stay over each day of a week, where people come and say, well, Igor, we have a low season. And when there is a low season, let's say it's from, okay, system is going me to log back. Let's say our low season is from the 1st until the end of April. Remember, I can set up multiple minimum night stay automations. I will give it a name, right? Sorry, I will give it a name. I will select a few of my properties where I want to apply this. And now, this is how simple it is. I'm going to tell the system, for this time period, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, allow people to book one night, but when Friday, Saturday, and Sunday comes, they need to book at least 2 nights. People are also using this option when there is a high season where they will say, listen, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, they need to book 3 nights minimum stay, but when Friday and Saturday comes, they at least need to book 4 days for this time period. Now, if we continue, I can click save, and I can see all of what minimum night stay automations that I created in a very nice overview. I can see the name, I can see the period for how long the automation will last, how many rentals are affected by this automation, and I can see all of the adjustments that I have created. If we now move to the gap night, I always love to ask everybody on the meeting if they really understand the word gap night. So let me rephrase that again. What is the gap night rule? If we have a booking from 26th until the 28th of March, and then from the 30th until the 2nd of April, we have no bookings, and all of a sudden from 3rd until the 5th, we have a booking. These nights that are available between 2 bookings, these are called gap nights. Now, AdvanceCM will allow you with automation to quickly change that automatically and make you much more competitive. Let's dive in. If I said add automation, again, the system layout is pretty much the same. Again, I will give it a name. I will say that I want this change to affect this automation to take effect in, let's say, from the 1st of May until the end of the June. I'm going to select multiple properties again, or I'm going to select one property if I only have one property. And now the system is asking me, give me the minimum number of available nights between 2 bookings that you want me to adjust. And I'm going to put here number 5. I'm going to make a rule and say they need to book at least 2 nights because for this time period, I'm not allowing 1 night stay. And I can adjust my standard pricing by a certain amount of money, or I can just do adjust percentage, which most of the clients use, and it's easier, where I can go into the minus and say, lower down the pricing by, let's say, 15%. And it's done. Every time when you have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 nights that are available between the bookings, system will automatically lower down your price, make you more competitive in an instant, plus, boost your occupancy. If we take a look on the last example, the last minute adjustment, as the word is saying, if I'm on your one Airbnb properties right now, and today is 26th, and I want to make a booking for tomorrow, for 27th, and let's say you say you need to, stay at least 3 nights. That's not a problem. So how you can, again, be more competitive and boost your occupancy. If I click on add automation, again, the layout is the same. I will make a test. I will say, hey, this will be for the whole of April. And again, I will select my rental or my rentals. And I'm going to say, if the booking comes 1 day before, the minimum night stay needs to be 3 nights. Again, I can adjust by fee or I can adjust by percentage. But now I'm going to say I'm going to lower down the price by 20%. I really want to lower it down. So what will happen? Whoever comes and wants to book a stay with you tomorrow, that date will be 20% lower. But all other dates that you make them book, they're going to be paid for the standard price. So the options that I just showed you are mostly reserved for the smart pricing tools out there in the market. This is something that we thought of and we saw that our clients really need this. So instead of, if you have enough knowledge about the market, and not just this, you have the option with us to create dynamic rates, but maybe on some other webinar we can talk about this. If you really have the knowledge of your market, of the pricing trends and everything else, AdvanceCM can really help you boost your occupancy and revenue with just these few options and with your knowledge of the market and what of the pricing trends. That being said, we still need to go through the tasks. So basically, if we take a look on operation, here are all of the tasks that we can view in the system. And all of the tasks that we created either manually or that the system created for us, right? You can absolutely see whenever you see a robot head right here, you will know that this was done by automation, the automation that you have created, right? You can see exactly when was the task created, what is the start date, due date. You can turn it on to be reoccurring, but we're going to open it. I'm going to show you to you more. Also, what is the status and who has created it, but meaning, if you created yourself, you're going to see your name. If it was automatic, you're going to see it that it was automatic creation. Now, if we click on one of the tasks, again, we can see the task name. We can even create the task lists. We can select certain rentals to it. We can assign certain people to it. So if you have, for example, a maintenance team, right? Not just that you can create tasks, you can plus create the incidents and assign even the task and the incidents to your maintenance staff to quickly come and fix whatever they need. And everything is integrated into the same package right there on your mobile phone, right? Not just that you can assign also if something happened and you know that it was guest fault, we can use Kindly Vest, right? You can assign it and you can exactly know tomorrow when you check your reports and you see what was happening, you can see exactly what happened. You can put in the notes, but also you can create the checklist right here for this task where you can say, let's say clean, inspect, and you can literally create the checklist as you like. Also, you can make this task reoccurring. I'm going to quickly come back to auto create of tasks because I want to show you how you can create multiple tasks, assign it to different rentals. Maybe some of the rentals have different cleaning list. Maybe you need to do, maybe different people need to be assigned to different tasks. You don't want everyone from your team to be assigned to all of the tasks, but let me show you this right now. If you created something manually right here from the tasks, you'll be able to say enable reoccurring, and you'll be able to choose when you want this task to be repeated. If there are any inquiry details that was assigned to this task, you will see it. You can also see any comments because, again, remember, you can add your team members to the same account. They can put comments, and whatever they put, you as an administrator will always be able, sorry, this was my mistake. You as an administrator, you'll be always able to see when was the comment put there, why, and by who, right? And this is very important for the team internal communication, right? And as you can see, the system is giving my name, the date, and the time when I posted this comment. This is also available on bookings when you can control everything. And on the end, you can also see the logs, who did what on this certain task, right? Now, yes, even here, you can see that you can automatically add a task, right? And here is again the automation. So instead of going back to automations and auto create right here, if I click, sorry, this was my mistake, just 1 second. Fingers.
No worries, Igor. This happens. This is a live webinar.
I apologize, guys. It's my mouse.
Yeah. And it's also sometimes connections don't work that fast.
That is correct. That is correct. There is sometimes.
While we wait for the page loading, just a question came in. As a Tokeet user, can I try out those features in AdvanceCM?
Absolutely. All of the features you can try out. You don't have to worry about your Tokeet account after this meeting. We can even share with you the AdvanceCM login page, and basically you will just log in with the same username and password that you already have for Tokeet, and everything from your Tokeet account will already be there. Okay, so yes, please go ahead. Log in, try to use it. You can even schedule a meeting with us so we can even train you more and show you how and what you can exactly do with AdvanceCM. So yes, please feel free to explore it and use the same email and password that you have created for your Tokeet account. Okay, guys, thank you very much for your patience. I had to clear my cache and we are back. So Let's go back again to task automations. So just give me 1 second, please. This is also regarding my PC, that it has certain times when it is just overloaded. So, okay. This is also a stage account, guys. It is a test account. So please keep in mind that this is where all of us are working on the same account. So this is not the same portal that where you will log in. Okay, if we go to automations and if we click on auto create and if we go under the tasks, remember I told you that you can, even when you use the Autopilot wizard, you can come back and set up multiple automations. And when we talk about the task automation, now I'm going to give it a name, and let's say task for London units. Okay, and I'm again following the system. The system is asking me, when do you want to create this task? I'm going to say automation whenever in booking is confirmed, and I'm going to click next. Now, here it is. The system is giving me option even to create task when the booking comes from a certain channel or when a certain property is booked. And in most cases, people will just filter by property. So I will say, whenever these 3 properties are booked, I want you to create this task when the booking is confirmed. Now, I'm going to say next. And remember, I'm going to give it a name. And this task, I'm going to name it Master Cleaning Task for London Units. Because remember, guys, I told you, maybe I have people that are very close to those apartments, and I want just them to go to those certain properties. And again, the setup is pretty much the same. Again, I'm going to say, well, listen, this time before booking ends, one day, I want them to see that on the mobile phone that it is created. One day, 0 hours before booking ends, I want you to create the task. When the task needs to be completed, well, it needs to be completed 4 hours after the booking has ended, right? And that's the time I want to give them. And here is the main point. In this task, I'm just going to select these few people. And again, I can come back, say auto create another task, but then assign different people. And yes, again, I can just set up whatever I want them to do on that certain property. Once I click save, it is done. And while I'm in automation, we are right now in overview. If I click on task, I will be able to see all of the automated tasks that I have created. Our last topic, but not the least, is the AI. That is very powerful. We are very proud of our AI, and people love it in every possible way. They love to turn it on while they are asleep because it knows everything. It is quite powerful, and you can fully control it. So why I'm now again back in inquiries? As you can see today, I made a test booking with myself, right? I answered back and I say, can you please tell me what is the check-in time and the address of the property? So if I click reply, you have the option to turn on the AI to automatically answer. You can limit him. You can do a lot of things. I'm going to be fast and answer you that because we're almost out of time. I want you guys to ask questions. So right here, you have the button, generate a reply for the above message. So he will not send it automatically. If we click on it, you're going to give it a few seconds. It's saying our AI is putting on its thinking cap, pondering your question. So you just give it a few seconds, and you're going to see the answer that he's going to prepare for my question. And all of a sudden, hey, Igor, this is the check-in time of the property. This is the address of your property. If you have any more questions, feel free to contact us. You like it? Absolutely. You can send it, right? And it's done. So this is how simple it is to use AI if you don't want to give him at first full control. So you can test it out, see exactly how he responds, and set it up the tone that you really like. And the main part, how you do this, is right here. If we come back to the main screen, this is where we're going to set up the full logic and all options that you want regarding your AI. If we click on settings, and if we go into the AI settings, this is the main brain of your AI. So look at this, guys. Not just that by default, AI can see everything regarding your property, the description that you have entered, check-in, check-out time, house rules, check-in instructions, every single thing, how you have prepared or how we have pulled from Airbnb, he will already know. But how you make your AI even smarter. We have allowed all of our clients to upload 20 different files, TXT files, up to 20 megabytes in size, where you can literally sit down and write the text, explain him, tell him, for this property, nearest restaurant is 200 meters south or wherever in this street. This is what best you should try and eat. The pharmacy is very close. If you want to have breakfast, you can contact us. So literally whatever comes into your mind that possibly guests could ask, you can teach him, and you can put those files, those words right here. If you do that and you test it out and you see how good it is and how smart it is, you can literally forget about answering your guest because he's going to do everything for you. If we come into the settings, this is where you can really, fine tune it in a way how you want it, right? Where you're going to give it a name. I'm going to say, hey, this is Igor, right? I'm going to put my first name. I'm not going to name it. I'm going to name it AI. You can also select from which channels you want him to activate. If you leave everything unchecked, he will be applied to all of the channels. And now, delay response by how many minutes, right? You don't want to send the message instantly. Let's say after 3 minutes maximum, send the message. Now, respond even if human response is already sent. Of course, in most cases, people have turned this on, because if you take the conversation and you start leading it with the guest, maybe you don't want AI to continue the story, right? And again, maximum replies. You can literally limit the AI how many times you will allow it to answer back to the guest. Where I can say, well, I'm going to allow him 4 times to answer back to the guest. Create draft replies. Draft replies, guys, it's just the thing that I showed you. When in inquiries, you can create the draft so you can feel how good our AI is, right? And you can also be notified by Buzz AI, and you have the option to ignore courtesies. On the right side of the screen, you can set up the tone, the voice of his voice, right? The tone of voice. Do you want him to be business, casual, playful, or thoughtful? And you can really play around with it, because remember, you don't have to activate it to work by itself. You can choose these options and then create a draft message to see how good and in which tone he will answer back to the guest. Rental details, remember, as I mentioned, he can see everything that's already inside of the system. So half of your work is already done. He knows the address, the Wi-Fi, check-in, check-out instructions, house rules. I showed you the first option where you can really create him to be so smart that he can upsell your services, right? On the other side, also, you have the detailed information. If we turn this on, we have the option to enable him to see certain things or not see certain things, like the minimum guest count, maximum guest count, rental instructions. Remember, check-in, check-out time, Wi-Fi password. You're going to be the ones who will enable him access to certain information or not. And on the end, ignore list. You can literally select the bookings that should be ignored for the AI. You can also ignore certain guests that you know that they're spamming, or that they didn't pay for a booking, or that they're a bad guest. You can put them on the ignore list. You can also ignore rejects partner, and you can also assign him to ignore certain rentals if you don't want him to be active on certain properties. So again, like the smart locks, once you set it up, you can literally rest your mind and forget about this, because our AI is going to do all of the communication for you, and is going to do perfectly. So thank you. I was 10 minutes. I am 10 minutes over. I really tried to show you guys everything, and I would really love to hear if you have any questions. Please, we have enough time, so let's go over if you have any questions, please.
Yes, we have a good starting question. The first one is, can I use AdvanceCM to manage multiple rooms similar to those in a hotel?
Absolutely. Let's kick into it. And we just recently launched this, and it's beautiful. If we go into the rentals, right? So imagine this is, let's say, let's take an Airbnb as an example, okay? But still, you have one property on Airbnb, but you have multiple rooms, and you can assign the occupancy. So even on Airbnb, you can have like a hotel setup, right? So let's take, for example, Paris Palace. If I click on the end on the three dots, right? Sorry, this is my mistake. If I click on the three dots right here, I can say combine to multi-unit. Once I click it, I can also select subunits, right? Just 1 second. It should be a little bit different. My mistake. It will be converted to multi-unit. I just made a click error. If I say convert to multi-unit, the system is asking me, okay, how many units do you have under the Paris Palace? I'm going to say 4, right? And if I say convert, look at what's going to happen. In a few simple clicks, you have the multi-unit setup, right? And you see your rooms 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. Now, if I click in additional settings, if I say edit the multi-unit, sorry. If I say here, right, edit the multi-unit, and if I go into the multi-unit settings, I can set the status to active or not active, right? But also I can choose which room will be the primary, then secondary, then third, then fourth. And basically also this is how it's done. Plus, if we don't take Airbnb as an example, if you have booking.com, of course, this is the same thing how you're going to do, but also you can have different rates on all of your different rooms. And also, if you want to have the option, the ability for someone to book everything, you can also have that set up. And once the whole unit is booked, reserved, all other bedrooms are going to get blocked. So yes, this is how simple it is to convert your property into the multi-unit, select which rooms should be first filled, then second, then third, etc., etc., plus have different pricing on different bedrooms.
And just a clarification that we've heard very frequently from customers and users, what's the difference between parent-child and multi-unit?
So let's make an example. I have a very good example from the clients from Canada. So they have a lodge. That lodge has 2 flats, has 2 floors. Okay. When the second floor is booked, for example, if I say Malik, if I go to Malik, and if I say combine to parent-child, and then I'm going to say that New Ocean is the child, right? Imagine that New Ocean is the first floor, the Malik is the second floor. If I click save, so they said to me, Igor, whenever Malik is booked, I want the first floor to be blocked. But whenever the first floor is booked, I want the upper floor still to be available. So this is a very straightforward example, right? How and what multi-child can help you achieve.
Okay, great. So we have a question from Karen regarding the Automata app. So do we no longer need Automata to send messages?
I would say yes. Maybe I would also ask Quasi to maybe kick in on this, but that is correct. Until certain point, yeah, you don't need Automata with AdvanceCM. Basically, most of your workflow from Automata, you can put it on AdvanceCM, and yes, at certain point you can literally stop using Automata. Not to mention that you should really try the AI because it's 10 times more powerful than Automata. And even if you set up the automations, which you can, as you can see, a lot of them that you see in Automata, you should, Carol, really try to use AI because it's extremely powerful. So yes.
Can we maybe give a couple of examples of things that things that we would want to keep on Automata, like more sophisticated automations? Is that the general direction we're taking with Automata?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, sorry.
Quasi, was that Quasi? No, maybe I was. Okay.
No.
So yes, to be absolutely clear, Automata is a very powerful tool. And no, in AdvanceCM, you will not find so sophisticated options like you will find in Automata. Automata allows you to create so many workflows, as you know, for different channels, for different rentals. On the other side, AdvanceCM offers you with a certain limitations. It's not, we didn't just take Automata and completely integrate it into AdvanceCM. Don't get me wrong. Automata is still one of the best automation tools that was created by Tokeet.
Okay, makes sense. At this moment, we don't have any additional questions. I don't know if there are other questions. So if anyone wants to ask a question, you go to the bottom right of your screen. There are the three little icons, a circle, a square, and the yellow. You have this one, and then you click on that. You open Q&A, and then on the Q&A, you further down, a bit further down, you click on Q&A, and then you can ask your question. So if there are any additional questions, please add them now. Otherwise, what are the latest features that we've announced for AdvanceCM? Maybe just giving a couple of minutes to people that might want to ask a question.
Absolutely. So something very important that we have launched recently is complete synchronization from price labs through AdvanceCM to any other channels. So from this point on, if you're using price labs, you won't have, once you sync the prices with AdvanceCM, those rates will automatically get pushed to all of your channels. Also, the multi-rental unit option that I just showed you, that's something new that we have done. Plus, the automations, some few more automations that we have implemented and that we are still working. But this is the latest, Akis, that I'm aware of that we have implemented as new inside of the AdvanceCM.
Okay, excellent.
So as far as
go ahead.
Sorry, guys. Hey, allow me to jump in here. As far as planned features, we have a ton of AI-based features that are going to be released shortly. You probably notice an AI button at the top right of the screen. And the features include AI-driven search and AI-driven actions. So no longer will you have to manually create an expense, a booking, an invoice, a task, etc. You could literally tell the system to do it, and it'll do it for you. You can tell it the rental, the guest, everything else, and the system will do it for you, either via the web or via your mobile device. So if you're moving around, you're on the go, and you need something get done really quickly, you can pull out your phone, open the AdvanceCM app, and just tell it what you need done, and it'll do it for you. And there's a few other AI-driven features that'll come middle to late this year that we've been working on. But our focus has been on making workflow easier, allowing you to more easily access and use the features in the application using your voice, as well as some more advanced workflow integrations that will be announced again in the near future.
Great. Thanks, Quasi. We have two questions from Pauline. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. So is it possible to see the incidents reported in the guest's notes? It would help in writing reviews with a real understanding of what happened during the guest stay. That's the first question.
Absolutely. If we're talking about the incidents that maybe, if I understand the question correctly, so if you're understanding if the house staff can report the incidents, or if you're asking if guests can report the incidents over reviews, if you're asking that, well, yes, you will be able to see those reported incidents over reviews absolutely here, right? Remember, when you go into your reviews, you will be able to see all of the feedback.
Igor, sorry to interrupt. I think the question is if we can see the incidents reported in the guest's notes. So we go to the guest's profile, we look at the notes, and there we have the incidents that were reported. Now, the thing that I'm not entirely sure is who reported the incident, but probably it's the
No, I
staff
got it
or
now. I got it now. Okay, so what's the logic? No, you cannot see it from the guest, but you can absolutely see it in the incidents list, right? If something is not working or the incident has been reported, remember the logic is even when you create the task, your house staff can even report the incidents. And if it's reported, you can literally come here, create an incident, right? Give it a name. Who is the reporter, maybe who needs to review the incident. If that's your maintenance staff, as I told you, you're going to add everybody to the system. You're going to select your handyman, right? You're going to select the rental that incident occurred. And now the inquiry, the guest that reported the incident, and this is the real answer. So even if the guest sent you a message, you can say, hey, this was reported by Mastine, and you can see all of your guests, right? What is the severity? Is it medium, low, critical? The status of it, is it open? Is it in pending? Is it in review? Right? And of course, you can, select categories. And this is the answer. Yes. If you select guest, you can, write down what has happened. Right? And basically, once you save it, it's going to be on this list. And yes, you will be able.
Igor,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll jump in here as well and say that you will be able to see it on the booking details overlay. So if you're writing a review for a guest, you can do it from the booking details overlay as well. And there you will just see all of the incidents that was reported. That's coming in a future release. So the release happening early next month. You will be able to see incidents reported for a particular booking next to the tasks associated with the booking in the booking details overlay.
Thank you very much, Grace. This is awesome.
Thank you, Gracie. Second question from Pauline. Is it possible to schedule and prevent a checkout on Saturday, for example?
No. Just thinking out loud. This is a good question.
The AI brain is thinking now.
Yes. No, no, you can prevent a checkout on a Saturday. So no. Let's think about it. Remember, if we go to automations, this needs to be up to you, right? And you just need a little bit just to think about the logic because you have the option. If we go to automations and if we go to automate how to create, and if we go into automated rates, remember we have the automation of minimum night stay. So if we need to prevent checkout on Saturday, right? So if that is the case, using this option, you can say when let's say Friday comes, they need to book at least 3 days. So this means that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday needs to be booked, right? Where you can leave the rest of the days in a week for 2, right? And even so, and if Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So even maybe Thursday, you can put it to 3 nights. And then when Sunday comes, you can come back and say Saturday and Sunday, you can put it to 2 nights. So I think that this could possibly help you, right? I think this is your resolution.
Okay, great. That's a good question. Every question that makes us think is a good one.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Alison sent another question. I may have missed it, but does the guidebook/portal now go through to Airbnb as a clickable link, or can the raw URL be sent?
So just to be straight on this, Airbnb, Booking.com, or any other OTA is not allowing you to send any kind of links except the Google Drive or any kind of other Drive links. So the answer is no. You can send your guest portal link to your direct website, but what people are using as a workaround, for example, they will create a very nice PDF file. Well, they will put awesome pictures, really write nice text about everything around in the neighborhood. And what they will do then, they will upload it to the G Drive. They will share just that link and they will send it once the booking is confirmed. Yes, I know it is not a guest portal. I understand that I'm telling you about the PDF file, but that's something that I saw that the clients are doing, and it really looks nice. You can really make it nice. The guest portal, it will be sent if you use our free website, right? And yeah, guest portal will work in that way. In other ways, no. Because of the GDPR law, those OTAs, none of them are allowing sending links.
Okay, great, thank you. And then a new question from Pauline: is it possible to get the annual price for Tokeet Advanced before deciding to migrate everything? Will the current version of Tokeet still be available?
Yes, I would say absolutely. Yes, the answer is yes, ma'am. And something that I would really love you to do after this call, I do believe that our team will send our meeting links so you can meet us with sales. We love to do demos. I would really love to connect with you one-on-one so we can discuss this and I can really explain you what's happening, because Tokeet in advance, that's one mind, that's one program, right? So yeah, you can always choose if you want to use AdvanceCM or come back to the Tokeet.
Great. So we have 4 minutes left. Any closing remarks from you, Igor, from you, Kwesi, or any other questions? And then we'll wrap it up on time. We have a new question from Pauline. If we migrate to Tokeet Advanced, will we have to redo all our pricing strategies in Rate Genie, our automations in Automata, and our settings for the AI, or will the information carry over?
All information will be there, absolutely untouched, except the Automata. We can help you to copy and paste the things that you have done in Automata, compare it with the Autopilot wizard, and see if this is the setup that you really need. So regarding the Rate Genie, remember, this is Tokeet. These are all our products that we are really proud of, and everything is already there. Your rates, nothing will be touched. Rate Genie is communicating with ACM and Tokeet flawlessly. The only thing that we would need to set up together again is your automations from Automata to pull them in, copy and paste. We can do it together and set up your Autopilot right here in AdvanceCM.
Hey, Igor.
Yes.
Let me add as well. Pauline, if you plan on continuing to use Automata, then you don't have to migrate. I think to clarify what Igor is saying is, if you're choosing to migrate from Automata to ACM, then yes, you will have to set up your automations in ACM in Autopilot that you currently have in Automata. But if you're going to use ACM as a drop-in replacement for TB3, then nothing has to change. You could log in today and start using ACM today. Your Automata doesn't need to change, your Rate Genie doesn't need to change, and your TB3 account will go nowhere. We've designed these applications to so that ACM is able to do everything that TB3 does and then more without you having to make any changes. One thing to note is that there are features in ACM that are not in TB3. So if you do set up features in ACM, incidents are not in TB3 and a few others, then when you go back to TB3, you're not going to see them there. But if you move from TB3 to ACM, you don't have to change anything unless you want to.
Great. Also, the question includes a second part regarding the widget for the website. Does that get transferred as well?
Nothing will be changed. The widget will already be in AdvanceCM. As Kwesi noted, everything is already there.
Okay, great. I will read it exactly as you wrote it, Pauline. So it's thanks with 5 S's. She's very happy with it.
Thank you, Pauline. Thank you.
Okay, great. So it's been a great webinar. We will be sharing the recording along with the other webinars that we've already done in the future webinars we're going to be doing. For future webinars, please send us your ideas. We're actually making those webinars for you guys. So we want to ask you your questions, answer your questions. We want to give you best practices and ideas on how to use the different products. So we're all ears, so please do email them either to any team member you're working with or marketing@tokeet.com. And thank you very much again. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you all, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great day.